Happy Tube Tuesday, everybody. Yes, this is Moon Pies, and yes, this is the How to Make Money on YouTube series presented to you by netstories.com, and this is Moon Pies. I've shortened it all down to Tube Tuesday. I did it because I wanted to come up with a daily theme for this May Day of Moon Pies, where I'm trying to upload a video every day. I wanted to keep Tuesday only for this YouTube series. Every other day you have Music Monday, Where Am I Wednesday, Funny Friday, which won't even be that funny, but I'm going to call it that. And this is going to be the new home of my Tuesday series on how to make money on YouTube. So Tube Tuesday kicks off this month with a piece on interactive engagement. Now, I've offered lessons on how to get your readers, your viewers, engaged in the past, how to ask open-ended questions, solicit responses, using annotations. There's just so many techniques to get people involved and feeling that they're a part of your world. I'm going to take things one step further, and I don't think I know I'm not the first person to do this, but I think there's a interactive element where you can actually have a little fun and also throwing a promotional angle in it, which I don't think has ever been done. So let me explain what I'm going to do, this little contest, and there's 5 prizes. They're not monetary, but they are promotional prizes, and how you can win, and then I'll explain to you why I'm doing it. There is always a reason to why I do everything. There's a game, and you have to have either an Android or an Apple iOS device, and by Android I mean Android, any tablet or any Android phone, smartphone, or on the Apple end you have an iPod Touch, iPad, or an iPhone. There's more than 100 million iOS devices out there, so there's a good chance you might have one. If not, absorb this for the lesson, even though you're not going to get in on the promotional benefit of the prize. It's something you can apply to your videos later in other ways. So if you do have it, and if you haven't downloaded, go to the Apple App Store or the Android App Store and download Words with Friends. It's made by Zynga, Z-Y-N-G-A, the company behind Farmville and all these other social games. And basically it's Scrabble. See, it looks like Scrabble, but there's a game I have right now. And yeah, I haven't seen tiles that bad since Hurricane Andrew. Ba-da-bats. You had to be here in 1992 to get that joke. It was pretty bad. Hurricane Andrew down here in Miami. Anyway, I do have a way with words, and I play the game quite a bit. Well, I've played it for about 2 months now. And the first 5 people who beat me this month will get their names, their channels, their YouTube channels promoted on this video. And about now you should probably start seeing names bubble up. And if you haven't, that means that I don't have all 5 winners. Or if you've only seen 1, 2, or 3 names come up, I don't have all 5. So there's still time for you, as long as it's still the month of May in 2011. And I want you to just go in there, start a game. My username on here is MANTUA MANIA, Mantua Mania, all one word, MANTUA MANIA. And you can do it by just going to the main page. You go to the bottom once you download it and register. You create game. The username option right there, the third one, the one in the middle, click on that, and then you just type in, please enter your opponent name. You would enter Mantua Mania, search, and then you would find me, and then I would get a notification, and then we'll start swapping tiles. The first 5 people who win, who beat me, and once you start the game, I should point out that once you actually start the game, I want you to, on the top right, there's a little speech bubble. Go in there, and even if you're losing, go in there and just tell me your YouTube channel, so I know who to promote if you do win. Because if I don't get 5 winners by the end of the month, I'm going to put up the videos of the channels, promotional channels up here on the site, of the 5 people that came the closest. Or if 2 win, the 3 that came the closest after that. So there's a benefit. Even if you lose to me, you might still get some promotional benefit. And even if you didn't play me, the whole purpose of this thing is to teach you that you can be interactive. Now, it's not going to be easy to beat me, and I'm not saying it to be an egomaniac or conceited, but the thing is, I work with words. I write for a living. I've been writing for 16, 17 years. My 2 college degrees, I have a BBA and an MBA, so it's business background, but I've been a financial writer since the 1990s. So I see words spatially. I work on tight deadlines, and I crank out a lot of content. I'm quick with words. You couldn't tell by hearing me speak because I'm not a smooth talker. I should have taken more public speaking in college than than how to dissect a balance sheet. But it is what it is. And the jumble in the paper, I can solve it like in 20, 30 seconds, all 4 words usually. I'm usually pretty good about that. So I'm going to play to win in these games. I'm not going to go down easily. And I hope you don't have like some cheating Scrabble dictionary somewhere to aid you or something like that. I know they're out there. But I'm still going to do my best to try to beat you. And only to help you, because it's all about, helping you along the way. And the reason I'm doing this is because there was I saw an article a couple weeks ago about Twitter, the top 25 baseball Twitter accounts, and right near the very top was a guy, a baseball player. I don't remember who it was right now, but what he does is he engages his followers on Twitter to Xbox Live matches. So he'll have whatever Call of Duty, whatever. It's just a big group. Tell them, hey, this is my user tag, and people gather together and then they play together at that time. So obviously, people bond with this, millionaire athlete, and obviously, on a much smaller level, there's no reason why you as a YouTube person can't engage your readers, your viewers. You have a case where, if you make video game guides or video game walkthroughs or cheat guides or whatever you do on a video game, it's pretty obvious you're dealing with a bunch of gamers who are watching your video. Get them involved in a game, in an Xbox Live or PlayStation, if that they ever get their network back on the ground. It's been down for about 2 weeks after it was hacked into. There are other ways, other games out there, even online games that aren't even based on apps, on smartphones, stuff to engage people in that are related to what you do. And, maybe put out a quiz, even, on whatever your specialty is. If it's Bengal Tigers, come out with a quiz, and the first person to get all 5 or 10 questions right, will be able to get some promotional benefit or something. You can think of something. You probably have some prizes you can give out, or publicity. People love publicity, which is what I'm doing here. And I don't know if you've counted the bubbles, but I don't think I saw 5. Did I? I'm not sure, because I'm recording this well before I start annotating here. But if you haven't seen the 5 bubbles, that means it's still your turn to beat me at Words with Friends. So go for it. Thank you. That's this week's lesson. Get cracking. If you have an iOS or an Android device, you know how to find me, Mantuamania, MANTUA, on Words with Friends. Again, this is not a promotional product placement. The free game is free to download. There's a free ad-supported version. I think you pay $2.99 for the regular download, $2.99 for the regular download. But there's a free one where you just have to put up with ads. It gets a little annoying, but hey, it's completely free. So I'm not, there's no cover charge to get promotional stuff on my channel. You just have to have a way with words. So that's it. And come back next week where I'll have another lesson. Coming up in the next week or two, I'm going to have a lesson on minors on YouTube, people that are under 18 that can't apply to the partnership program, ways for them to make money. It does exist out there. It's not easy, but there are ways out there. I'm also going to cover an annotations video. I've never made one completely on annotations, so I got to work on that. And of course, this whole May Day of Moon Pies, I'm tracking everything. And by the end of the month, I'll be giving you stats on what I think worked, what I didn't. Did you know that the first video 2 days ago was about like a car review? I'm not a car reviewer, but I got a new car a few weeks ago, and I had that video and I put it up because a car is going to come up with some good ads. So people interested in cars are going to be looking at ads. I think it's going to be an effective, monetizational piece. It'll all make sense in the end by the time May's done, and I'm winging it, so I don't even know what it means. I'm writing this as I go along. So see you on those Scrabble tiles. Did I say Scrabble? Sorry, Hasbro. I meant Words with Friends tiles. And I'll see you next week. Or, I'll see you tomorrow with the Where Am I video, where you can win $10 every Wednesday. $10, real money, not promotional, real money that I'll be handing out every week if you're good about, it's going to be about Disney trivia, so I hope Disney rides in Walt Disney World. So if you have a good knowledge of that, you might do well in this game. But see you next week.